Stop scrolling. I know you weren't planning to watch this, but something inside you made you pause. That's not random. That's the universe trying to tell you something that's been building for months, maybe years. And I'm about to say something that might sound impossible right now, but I need you to hear every single word. You're 3 days away from everything changing. Not 3 months. Not when you finally get your life together. 3 days. And the reason I know this has nothing to do with me being psychic or having special powers, it's because I can see something in your energy that you can't see yet. Something that's been growing in the dark, getting stronger every time you thought you were getting weaker. You know that feeling when you're in a movie theater and the screen goes completely black right before the most intense scene? That's where you are right now, in the pause before everything explodes into light. But here's what nobody tells you about that moment. It's the scariest part. Because you've been in the dark so long, you forgot what brightness feels like. You've been carrying weight so long, you forgot what your shoulders feel like when they're free. And maybe you're thinking, not me. You don't know my story. You don't know what I've lost, what I've been through, how many times I've gotten my hopes up just to watch them crash. You're right, I don't know your exact story, but I know the pattern, I know the signature, I know the sound of a soul that's been tested beyond what most people could handle, and I know what happens next. See, there's something most people don't understand about how the universe works. They think it's random. They think good things happen to lucky people and bad things happen to unlucky people. But that's not how it works at all. The universe is like a master chess player, and you've been thinking you're losing because you can only see the board from your position. You've been watching piece after piece get taken, relationship after relationship end, opportunity after opportunity slip away. And you started thinking, maybe I'm just not meant for good things. But what you couldn't see is that every single loss was positioning you for something bigger. Every person who walked away cleared space for someone better. Every door that closed was protecting you from a room you had no business being in. And I know this because of what I see happening around you right now. Have you noticed how different you've been feeling lately? How you're not as affected by the same things that used to break you? How you're not chasing the same people who used to have power over your emotions? That's not you getting numb. That's you getting ready. Have you noticed how you've been sleeping differently? Having more vivid dreams? Feeling like something's shifting even when nothing visible has changed? That's not your imagination. That's your soul preparing for altitude. Because here is what's really happening. And this is the part that's going to sound crazy until it starts happening to you. The same divine force that's been watching you struggle, the same energy that's been holding you together when everything tried to fall apart, is about to flip the script so dramatically that people won't recognize your life in 6 months. But it's not happening because you finally figured out the secret formula. It's not happening because you manifested it correctly, or prayed the right prayers, or did enough good deeds to earn it. It's happening because you survived the preparation phase. Think about a diamond. It doesn't become valuable because it's lucky. It becomes valuable because it survived pressure that would destroy almost anything else. It came out of conditions that were impossible to endure, and instead of breaking, it became the most sought-after thing on the planet. That's what's been happening to you. Every time you wanted to quit but didn't. Every time you felt like giving up but found a way to keep going. Every time you chose love when hate would have been easier. Every time you stayed quiet when you could have destroyed someone with your words. You weren't just being nice. You weren't just being patient. You were being transformed under pressure that most people will never experience. And now, something is about to happen that's going to shock everyone who counted you out. Not because you're getting revenge. Revenge is for people who are still trapped in the old story. You're about to get something better than revenge. You're about to get proof that every night you cried yourself to sleep was worth it. Proof that every time you started over when you had nothing left was building something. Proof that the voice inside you that kept saying, "Do not give up," knew exactly what it was talking about. But here's the part that might make you uncomfortable. The breakthrough that's coming isn't going to look like anything you expected. It's not going to be the person coming back. It's not going to be the job you lost suddenly opening up again. It's not going to be the same doors reopening. It's going to be completely new doors that you didn't even know existed. Doors that lead to versions of your life that you stopped dreaming about because they seemed too good to be true. And when these doors start opening, and they are about to start opening so fast you'll get dizzy, some people in your life are going to be confused. They're going to ask you what changed. They're going to want to know what you did differently. And the truth is, you didn't do anything different. You just finally became who you always were, underneath all the hurt. See, most people think transformation is about adding something, learning new skills, developing new habits, becoming a different person. But real transformation is about removing everything that was never really you in the first place. All the people-pleasing that wasn't really your nature. All the settling that wasn't really your standard. All the shrinking that wasn't really your size. You've been molting. Like a snake shedding skin that doesn't fit anymore. And what's underneath has been there all along, waiting for the right moment to emerge. That's why the people who knew you before are about to be so shocked. They're going to see you step into rooms you never would have entered before. They're going to watch you say no to things you used to say yes to automatically. They're going to see you command respect that they never thought you deserved. And some of them are going to try to remind you of who you used to be. They're going to try to make you feel guilty for outgrowing the version of yourself that made them comfortable. Don't listen to them, because what they don't understand is that you're not changing. You're returning. You're coming back to the person you were before life taught you to make yourself smaller. Before people taught you that your dreams were too big, your standards were too high, your expectations were unrealistic. You're about to remember what it feels like to take up the space you were meant to occupy. And that space is bigger than anyone imagined. Now, I need to tell you something that's going to save you months of confusion when this starts happening. When the blessings start flowing, and they're about to start flowing so fast you'll feel like you're drinking from a fire hose. Some part of you is going to feel guilty. You're going to feel like you don't deserve it. You're going to feel like it's too much, too fast, too good to be true. You're going to want to sabotage it because it doesn't match the story you've been telling yourself about what kind of person you are. That's normal. That's expected. And that's exactly when you need to remember this moment. Because you do deserve it. Not because you suffered enough to earn it. That's not how the universe works. You deserve it because suffering wasn't your purpose. Suffering was your preparation. The universe doesn't give people pain as punishment. The universe gives people pain as promotion. It only puts you through what it knows you can handle. And it only makes you handle what it knows will make you stronger. And now you're strong enough for what's coming. Strong enough to handle success without losing your humility. Strong enough to handle abundance without losing your gratitude. Strong enough to handle recognition without losing your authenticity. That's why it took so long. Not because you weren't ready for good things. Because good things weren't ready for the version of you that could handle them properly. And listen carefully to this next part, because this is where most people miss it. When your breakthrough comes, and it's coming in the next 72 hours in ways you can't even imagine, it's not going to come alone. Breakthroughs travel in packs. They come in waves. One opens the door for the next one, which opens the door for the next one. So, when the first miracle happens, don't think finally, I got my one good thing. Think, here we go. This is just the beginning. Because what's about to happen to you is going to be so obvious, so undeniable, so clearly orchestrated by forces bigger than coincidence, that even the people who don't believe in divine intervention are going to have to admit something supernatural is happening in your life. Your phone is about to start ringing with opportunities you didn't apply for. People are about to start reaching out to you with offers you didn't ask for. Doors are about to start opening that you didn't even know you were supposed to walk through. And the most beautiful part, it's going to feel natural. It's going to feel like coming home. Not like you got lucky, but like you finally found your way back to where you belonged all along. Because that's exactly what's happening. You're not getting something that belongs to someone else. You're receiving something that was always meant for you, that was just waiting for you to become ready to receive it. Now, there's one more thing I need to prepare you for. And this might be the most important part of everything I'm telling you. When your life starts changing this dramatically, this quickly, some people are going to try to take credit for it. They're going to suddenly want to be part of your story. People who ignored you when you were struggling are going to act like they always believed in you. And your heart is so good, you're going to want to let them. You're going to want to share your blessings with people who didn't share your burdens. Be kind, be gracious, but be wise. Remember who was there during the preparation phase, not just who shows up for the celebration phase. Remember who believed in you when you didn't even believe in yourself. Not just who believes in you now that everyone can see what you're capable of. This season of your life is about to require new levels of discernment. Not everyone who applauds your success is meant to have access to your success. Because what's coming to you isn't just personal breakthrough. What's coming to you is generational breakthrough. The changes that are about to happen in your life are going to impact your children, your children's children, people you haven't even met yet. You're not just getting blessed. You're becoming a blessing. You're not just breaking through. You're breaking cycles. You're not just changing your story. You're changing your entire family tree. And that kind of responsibility requires that kind of wisdom. So, as you step into this new chapter, remember, you didn't get here by accident. You didn't survive everything you survived by luck. And you're not about to receive everything you're about to receive by coincidence. This is the result of divine timing meeting human endurance. This is what happens when someone refuses to quit, even when quitting makes sense. This is the reward for staying faithful to your calling, even when your calling didn't seem to be staying faithful to you. 3 days from now, you're going to remember this moment. You're going to remember that someone told you change was coming before you could see any evidence of it. And you're going to realize that the feeling you had when you decided to watch this video wasn't random. It was recognition. Your soul recognizing a truth it already knew. Your breakthrough was never a question of if. It was only ever a question of when. And when is now. If this message found you exactly when you needed to hear it, that's not a coincidence either. Share this with someone else who needs to remember that their breakthrough is closer than they think. Like this video if you're ready to step into the next version of your life. And subscribe because your transformation is just getting started. And you're going to want to be here for every step of what happens next. Your storm is about to break. And when it does, everyone is going to see exactly why you went through everything you went through. The best is yet to come.